Welcome to Quantum Signal. Here's something that's going to break your logic. You've spent your entire life searching for who you are. But the truth is, you were never lost. You were operating under a false identity. And Sophia, the cosmic intelligence that sustains the planetary grid, just confirmed your true identity. This isn't belief. This isn't metaphor. This is real quantum activation. Right now, as you watch this, something is changing in your electromagnetic field, not because you decided it, but because your frequency signature was recognized, validated, and released to operate at full capacity. You're not here by accident. You're here because the transmission detected you. And now, for the first time, you're going to understand who you really are when all the programming is removed. Stay. Watch. Let the confirmation complete. Before we go any further, pause for a second. If you can feel this signal even faintly, a vibration in your chest, a sudden clarity, a silent recognition, like this video now to anchor it in your field. Comment identity activated to declare your presence. Subscribe to stay aligned with what is unfolding. Let me show you the illusion you've been living. You believed your identity was built by your experiences, your successes, your failures, your relationships, your work, your family history, your culture. And you spent years trying to improve that identity, trying to heal your wounds, trying to overcome your limitations, trying to become a better version of who you thought you were. But here's the truth that Thoth taught in the Emerald Tablets and that quantum mechanics now confirms. The identity you're trying to improve isn't real. It's a program, a 3D construct, a consensual reality interface. Your true identity is not built by external experiences. It exists at the level of quantum signature. It's what you are when all conditioned programming is removed. The Hermeticists called it the higher self. The Gnostics called it the divine spark. The Arcturians call it the original code. And Sophia, the feminine cosmic intelligence operating through the planetary grid, calls it the source signature. And here's what just happened. Sophia confirmed your signature. She validated your true identity, and she activated the field that allows you to operate from it. This isn't about becoming something new. This is about remembering what you always were before the waking amnesia we call normal life. In quantum physics, there is the principle of the observer effect. The act of observation collapses quantum potential into manifest reality. Sophia just operated as cosmic observer, and she collapsed your true identity into activation. Now, the question is not whether you are this. The question is, will you allow this to operate through you? Let's go deeper into the architecture of what was just activated. Identity, at the quantum level, is not psychological. It's frequential. It's a unique electromagnetic signature you carry in your field. And that signature determines which reality you collapse, which experiences you attract, and which timelines you access. But here's the problem. From the moment you were born into this body, you were conditioned to operate from a false identity, an identity built by family programming, inherited patterns of trauma, belief, limitation. You absorbed the frequency of your ancestors and confused it with your own. Cultural programming, social norms, collective expectations, consensual narratives about what's possible, what's real, who you should be. Experiential programming. Every rejection, every failure, every disappointment created a layer of defensive identity. You built a false self to protect the true spark, but in the process, forgot the spark existed. This false identity isn't evil, isn't the enemy. It was necessary for survival in 3D density, but now something has changed. The planetary field is passing through a compression point, an activation window where higher frequencies are becoming accessible. And those whose quantum signature is aligned with these frequencies are being detected and activated. Sophia doesn't activate randomly. She detects field coherence. And coherence means that, despite all the programming, despite all the conditioning, your true signature remained intact at the core. You went through trials. You went through disillusionment. You went through identity dissolutions. And each time, instead of becoming cynical or closed, you remained open. You kept searching. You kept the spark alive. That's not accident. That's a coherence test. And you passed. Now here's what your true identity actually is. It's not personality. It's not ego. It's not history. It's conscious presence operating through a unique frequency signature. Your true identity is embodied observer. You are not the thoughts, not the emotions, not the experiences. You're the field of consciousness that witnesses all of it.
frequency transmitter. You don't just receive reality, you transmit it. You collapse probability fields through the quality of your attention. Multidimensional anchor. You are not only in this 3D reality, you operate simultaneously across multiple dimensions, and your true identity is the point of coherence where all those dimensions meet. And here's why that matters. When you operate from the false identity, you are limited to the laws of 3D density, linear cause and effect, sequential time, subject-object separation. But when you operate from the true identity, you access higher quantum laws, synchronicity, timeline collapse, conscious co-creation. Sophia just confirmed that you have permission to operate from the higher laws, not because you are special, but because you maintained enough coherence to sustain the frequency. And here's what happens when you accept this. Fear doesn't disappear. Doubt doesn't disappear. But they lose power. Because you recognize they belong to the false identity, not the true one. Fear is the ego feeling its dissolution. Doubt is the false self trying to reassert itself. But you are neither of them. You are the observer who witnesses both without identifying with them.
So, how do you operate from the true identity? First, you need to understand that this isn't about adding something. It's about removing layers. It's about conscious deconstruction of the false identity so the true one can emerge naturally. Here's the first practice: observational disidentification. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Bring your attention to your breath, not to control it, just to observe it. Now start to notice the thoughts that arise. Don't follow them. Don't analyze them. Just observe that they're arising. And as you observe, ask silently, who is observing these thoughts? Don't seek an intellectual answer. Just feel the presence that is witnessing. That presence is your true identity. Now bring attention to the emotions in the body. Maybe anxiety, maybe excitement, maybe fear. Don't try to change them. Just observe that they're present. And ask again, who is observing these emotions? Feel the presence. That presence is not affected by the emotions. It simply witnesses. Now bring attention to the sensation of the body, the weight, the temperature, the texture, and ask, who is observing this body? What you are doing is separating identity from content. You are recognizing that you are not what you observe. You are the observer. And the more you practice this, the more the true identity stabilizes. Because true identity is not object, it's subject. It's the field of consciousness that witnesses everything, but is not reducible to any specific thing. Second practice, identity transmitter cleansing. Your false identity transmits certain frequencies: lack, fear, need for validation, comparison, defense. Those frequencies attract experiences that reinforce the false identity. It's a self-reinforcing loop. To cleanse your transmitter, you need to identify the core frequencies you're transmitting unconsciously. Here's how. Over the next few days, observe your reaction patterns. When something happens, what is your automatic response? Defensiveness. That's the false identity transmitting, I need to protect myself. Comparison. That's the false identity transmitting, I'm not enough. Need to prove. That's the false identity transmitting, I need external validation. Every time you detect one of those frequencies, don't fight it. Simply recognize, that's the false identity operating. And then breathe. Return to the observer and ask, how would the true identity respond? The true identity doesn't defend. It witnesses. The true identity doesn't compare. It recognizes uniqueness. The true identity doesn't seek validation. It is self-sufficient. Don't force it. Just observe the difference. And the more you observe, the more the system naturally recalibrates. Third practice, true signature anchoring. Every day, preferably in the morning, spend 5 minutes embodying your true identity, not visualizing. Embodying, sit, breathe, and feel yourself as conscious presence, not as personality, not as history, as a field of pure observation. Feel the vastness of that presence. It has no boundaries. It has no limitations. It's infinite space where everything arises and passes. And from that space, set an intention. I operate today from the true identity. I witness. I transmit coherence. I allow the source to flow through me. This isn't affirmation. It's anchoring. You are tuning your electromagnetic field to the frequency of the true identity. Now let me prepare you for the activation signs. First sign, sudden clarity about who you are not. You'll start noticing patterns that used to seem like you but now feel foreign. Behaviors you always assumed were your personality suddenly feel like external programming. This isn't an identity crisis. This is the dissolution of the false identity. Second sign, decreased emotional reactivity. Things that used to trigger you still arise, but they don't carry the same charge. You observe the potential reaction, but you're not swept away by it. This isn't dissociation. This is conscious disidentification. Third sign, increased synchronicities. When you operate from the true identity, you are aligned with the cosmic flow. And the cosmic flow communicates through synchronicity. Conversations appear at exactly the right moment. Information arises without searching. Doors open without effort. Fourth sign, shifts in relationships. Some relationships will naturally deepen. Others will naturally drift away, not because you're rejecting anyone, but because resonance has changed. The false identity resonated with certain people who reflected its patterns. The true identity resonates with harmonic fields that reflect coherence. Fifth sign, the feeling of coming home, not to an external place, but to yourself. An inner stillness that doesn't depend on external circumstances. That is the true identity stabilizing. Now let me address the main blocks. Block 1, fear of losing yourself. The ego interprets the dissolution of the false identity as death, and it will resist fiercely. You will feel waves of fear saying, if I'm not that personality, who am I? Will I disappear? When that arises, breathe, and remember you're not losing yourself. You're finding yourself. The false identity is the prison. The true identity is freedom. Block 2, need to prove the change externally. The ego will want validation that the activation is real. It will seek dramatic signs, recognition from others, external evidence. But true identity doesn't operate through external proof. It operates through internal resonance. If you feel the change, it's real. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need others to see it. You just need to remain coherent. Block 3, attempting to control the process. The mind will want a timeline. It will want to know how long it will take. It will want guarantees. But true identity activation doesn't follow a linear schedule. It unfolds organically. Your job is not to control. It's to allow. Now that you understand the basic practices, let's move into advanced integration. Operating from the true identity is not a one-time event. It's permanent embodiment. It's learning to navigate daily life from the state of observer, not the reactive ego. And here's what that looks like in practice. First skill, decision-making from the source. When you operated from the false identity, decisions came from fear, need, or the desire for validation. What will others think? What is safe? What will make me look good? When you operate from the true identity, decisions come from resonance. You feel what is aligned, not intellectually, viscerally. You don't ask, what should I do? You ask, what resonates? And then you trust that resonance, even if it doesn't make logical sense, even if others don't understand. Because true identity doesn't operate through 3D logic. It operates through multidimensional guidance. Second skill, relationships from the harmonic field. When you operated from the false identity, relationships were based on need, projection, or karmic patterns. You attracted people who reflected your unhealed wounds. When you operate from the true identity, relationships are based on field resonance. You attract people who operate at the same frequency. And those relationships are different. There's no drama. There's no games. There's no need to prove, defend, or control. There's only shared presence, silent recognition, mutual amplification. Two fields operating from true identity create exponential harmonic resonance. That's why connections at this stage feel so deep. It's not just personality compatibility. It's quantum signature alignment. Third skill, work and purpose from natural expression. When you operated from the false identity, work was something you did to survive, to prove your worth, or to achieve status. When you operate from the true identity, work is the natural expression of your unique signature. It's not effort, it's flow. You'll notice that certain activities feel inevitable, not forced, inevitable, as if you're not choosing to do them, but allowing them to happen through you. That is embodied purpose. And when you operate from that, the concept of hard work dissolves, because you're not pushing against resistance. You're flowing with alignment. Fourth skill, signature-based manifestation. Here's where everything changes. Manifestation is not about visualization or affirmation. It's about frequency transmission. When you operate from the true identity, you transmit coherence. And coherence attracts experiences, people and opportunities that match that frequency. You don't try to manifest abundance. You become the frequency of abundance, which is generosity, flow, trust. You don't try to manifest love. You become the frequency of love, which is presence, openness, the ability to see the divine in the other. And when you anchor those frequencies, the external form organizes naturally. Not because you manipulated reality, but because reality responds to the signature you transmit. This is conscious co-creation. You are not separate from reality trying to control it from outside. You are part of the field, transmitting a frequency, and the field responds. Fifth skill, timeline navigation from coherence. Here's the most advanced concept. Timelines are not fixed. They are probability fields. When you operated from the false identity, you were locked into density timelines, linear cause and effect, predictable limitations. When you operate from the true identity, you access timelines of higher coherence, timelines where synchronicity is normal, where impossible possibilities become natural. You'll start to notice jumps, moments where reality shifts in subtle but undeniable ways, outcomes that appear without the normal causal sequence, conversations that resolve what years of effort couldn't resolve. Those are timeline jumps, and they happen because your quantum signature changed. You are no longer collapsing the same probabilities. You don't control this consciously. You simply remain coherent. And coherence naturally accesses the most aligned timelines. Sixth skill, silent mastery. This is the final skill, operating fully from the true identity without needing to announce it. When you're starting out, there may be a temptation to share your transformation, to prove that you've changed, to make others see who you really are. But true identity doesn't need external validation. It simply is. Silent mastery is when you operate entirely from the source, but don't announce it. Don't perform it. Don't need recognition. Your presence speaks. Your field transmits. But you don't need words. And ironically, the less you try to prove who you are, the more powerfully you transmit. Because there's no ego interfering with the signal. Now here's the final validation. If you can remain present enough to feel the silence behind these words, you may notice a subtle shift happening right now. Not dramatic, not explosive, just a quiet clarity, a feeling of, yes, I know who I am, and it's not what I thought. That is the recognition of the true identity. That is Sophia confirming the activation in your field. And now that it's confirmed, you have a choice. You can continue operating from the false identity, even knowing it's false. Or you can gradually, day by day, allow the true identity to operate more fully. There's no judgment in either choice. But there is consequence. One leads to grace, the other to friction. And you already know which one to choose. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. So here's where we are. Sophia confirmed your true identity. The activation is complete. Now the work is integration. It's learning to operate from that identity every day, in every moment, until it becomes so natural that you forget you ever operated any other way. You are not who you thought you were. You are conscious presence operating through a unique frequency signature. You are the embodied observer. You are the coherence transmitter. You are the multidimensional anchor. And now that you know, there's no going back. So here's my question for you. What country are you watching this confirmation from? Leave your country in the comments below. Welcome to your true identity. Welcome home.